in your soul. And in this place of deep relaxation, I would now like for you to take a part of your awareness and in a very detached manner, almost as if that body belongs to someone else. I want you to take your awareness all the way down the body, from the top of the head all the way down the body. And as you scan down the body, I want you to tell me if you have any feelings of pain or discomfort in the body, any anxiety or anger, or any feelings of dense energy that should not be there.
The top of my head feels heavy.
Yes.
Like it's pushing me down.
Yes. So let's connect to the top of the head. Let's take our awareness fully to the top of the head, and let's examine that area. And as we connect to that energy at the top of the head, if that energy had a colour, what colour would it be?
I think it looks muddy, like green.
Very good. And this muddy green energy that feels like it's pushing down on the top of the head. If this muddy green energy could speak, what would it say?
I have no words.
You see. And if we connect in a deeper way to that energy, do we feel as if this energy ever used to have a body of its own?
I was a mother.
Tell me more about that. Tell me about your role as a mother.
I can't remember.
Yes, it's been a long time. Tell me more about what you do remember.
It's painful and dark and lonely. I'm lost.
Yes, I know, my love. We are here today to help you. You have attached to this one because you saw her light and it drew you towards it. But what you were really aiming for was the white light of home. That's where it's peaceful. And today, I'd like to give you the opportunity to return to that white light, the white light of home, where it is no longer dark, where it is no longer painful, and where you can heal. Would you like to cross over today into that white light?
Maybe.
Yes. Tell me why it is that you are still unsure. What is it that you want to tell me? What do you want to say?
I'm sad.
I know. Tell me about that sadness. What is it that fuels it?
There's a loss. Something's lost. I
Yes.
can't see it. It hurts.
Well, if we cross you over into that light today, that thing that you feel that is lost, that connection that you seek, is that feeling of love and the feeling of oneness, that feeling of belonging to something and it belonging to you in return. That is what you seek. And as you think back to this time when you yourself had a body, I know it was a very long time ago, but can you remember that day when you realized that you had come out of your physical body? Can you remember what happened?
I was, oh, birthing baby.
I see, my love. And so you crossed over whilst you were giving birth. I see. Okay. Allow all of that feeling and emotion to be released. Allow yourself to release it, to feel it, and release it. We're here to help you today. We're here to help you today. And after you realized you had come out of your body, tell me what you did next. What did you do next? Where did you go?
I'm not sure. I think I watched my child, but I'm not sure. I think.
Yes. It's been a
I
long
don't
time.
remember. I don't remember.
I know. And can you remember how it is that you came to be attached to this one? How did you come to be with her?
She feels like my child.
Yes. You see. And so you like to be with her.
Yes.
I understand. And whereabouts is it that you have been located within her? You know that you've been applying pressure to the top of her head. But where else have you been affecting her?
I move around.
Yes. Tell me why it is that you move around.
It's just easy to do.
And how do you affect her body when you move around?
I'm not sure.
Do you feel like you get anything from her, from being with her? Does she give you anything?
Warmth.
Yes.
It's warm.
Yes. Well, we have come today to help you to get home. And we found out that you passed out of your physical body during childbirth and that you stayed with your child for a while. But then eventually you have ended up becoming attached to this one here. And now that we know that you are there, we want to help you to cross over correctly into the light. Now it feels like you've been in the darkness for a long time, for a very long time, because you can't remember what it was like before when you had a body. And so much time has passed since you came out of your body, and many people that you knew and loved will also have crossed back in to that white light of home. And they've been looking for you. It's time for you to go home, my love. And so what I want to ask you to do is, in a moment, I'm going to give you some directions, and all of the team of light that are here today are going to help you with this. We're going to help you, so I don't want you to worry. Everybody's here to assist you today. But in a moment, what I want you to do is to recall that moment when you realized that you had come out of your body. I want you to recall that moment, and I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael to place the net of light around this lady, the spirit of this lady, so that we can help to move her out of Belinda when I give the direction. And as you recall that moment when you came up and out of your body, there will have been a huge white light that pulled you towards it, as if you were a magnet, as if there are thousands of tiny little strings attached to your energy. But you would have been so confused at the time, and you did not want to leave your baby, and that really strong urge of staying with your baby is what made you stay behind. And we know today that it is time now to cross into that white light and to find all of our loved ones that have since crossed over into that white light. So I want you to recall that moment, and I want you to see the white light of Source there. And I'm asking for Uriel and Azrael, Gabriel and Zadkiel now to show this spirit the way to this white light. And I can see the white light, and I can see Uriel, Azrael, Zadkiel and Gabriel pointing the way. Now in a moment, as I count backwards from 3 to 1, I'm going to ask Michael to gently pull that net that has you contained within out of her body. And Michael is then going to hand you over to Uriel and Azrael, Zadkiel and Gabriel, and they are going to walk you into the light. They're going to walk you home. And Belinda, as we move this energy, this spirit out, I want you to physically feel this spirit's energy leave. Physically feel it leave. See it and feel it be removed by this net. Everybody in position, please. 3. Beginning the process of moving that white light, and this energy, this lady is feeling her energy being moved, and she's responding and moving very, very easily with this net. 2, coming all the way up and out now, all the way up and out now, feeling this spirit come all the way up and out, and 1, all the way out now. And we're going to hand this lady over, and I can see Gabriel holding out her hand, and she is taking the hand of the lady, and she's leading her up into the white light of Source. Is there anything that this lady would like to say to Belinda before we say goodbye?
Thank you. I love you.
Beautiful. And Belinda, is there anything that you'd like to say to this lady that you kept safe?
I'm happy she's going home.
Thank you. And I'm asking Archangel Michael to cut the remaining energetic cord between these two, feeling the cord being cut now. And this spirit, this lady, is being walked very happily into the white light of Source, and I will hand her over to the team, focusing solely on Belinda now. What colour light would we like to flood into all the areas of your body where this spirit, this very sad spirit, has been affecting you?
There's a pale, very pale yellow, bright, like a diamond kind of crystalline light that I'm seeing.
Yes.
From her leaving.
Beautiful.
It's like filling itself on its own.
Yes. So let's allow all of that light, that beautiful pale yellow light, to enter all of the areas where the sadness of this energy, this spirit, was affecting her. Now, this will have been a very, very strong sadness around the loss of a child, the loss of being able to bond with that child in physicality. Very, very strong, and this will have been affecting her in many, many ways. And we've released that now, and all of this beautiful yellow light is flooding into all of the areas. So around the crown, where that pushing sensation was, in the body, all over the body, where this spirit was affecting her. And this yellow light is intelligent, and it communicates to every single cell that has been affected by the denseness, by the heaviness of this spirit's energy. And it lets every single cell know that they are free, that we've released that energy has gone, and that they can begin the process of vibrating high, of raising the frequency and vibration of every single cell. And a process of regeneration, rejuvenation occurs now all over the body. And I'm asking Raphael and Kwan to continue to move that yellow light throughout her body to all of the places that need to be cleansed, all of the places that were being affected by this spirit. So can we take a look at the heart, please? And obviously the crown. And removing all of the energy, and Kwan and Raphael will continue to do that. And as we continue our process of scanning the body, is there anything else in the body that causes pain or discomfort? Any feelings of dense energy, anger, or anxiety?
I feel lower abdomen has something pinching.
Yes, very good. So I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael to place the net of light around this area, so that whatever is located in this area is contained, and it cannot leave, it cannot escape, it cannot abscond and go elsewhere. Once this net is placed, nothing can leave the net. So that is in position now. I want you to take your full awareness down to the abdomen, full awareness down to the abdomen, and looking in particular at the sacral, so the orange energy center. I want you to notice this pinching sensation that you can feel, that you're aware of. If this had a colour, what colour would it be?
Doesn't really have a color, but it's dimming and dirtying. Instead of the orange, it's like a dirty, rotting orange. Instead of the tail end of the yellow, it's like being pulled, like suctioned into this dirty, like a funnel, it's like pulling the colors, taking the colors, creating this dirty,
Yes.
even in the root chakra is doing the same thing. It just feels like it's a twister type of funnel, but it's pulling.
It's taking the energy. So if we connect with that twister that's pulling energy from the lower energy centers, if we connect with it, if it could speak, what would it want to say to us?
Leave me alone.
Yes. I understand that you don't want to speak to me today, and I understand that you are supposed to stay hidden from me. But now that we know that you are there, you do not have permission to be there. You do not have permission to take her energy. This is a free will universe, and you do not have permission to be there. Now, I want to ask you, now we know that you are there, what is it that you're doing with her energy?
Sharing it.
Who is it that you are sharing it with?
Those that don't have faces.
I see. Tell me more about these.
I can't.
Why is it that you can't tell me? What do you think I will do?
I don't think you can do anything. This is my job.
Tell me about your job. How do you do it? You must be very powerful to be able to stay hidden for so long. How is it that you're able to pull energy from her energy centers? That must
This is what I do.
But that must be very difficult. Or do you find it easy?
It's very easy.
Tell me how easy it is. Tell me what you do with it.
I just pull it. I just see it and touch it, and it's available to be given to those who need it.
And how is it that it's available, that you can just freely take it? How does that work?
I'm not sure. I just know that it's free and available.
And when you take that energy, what do you do with it?
It goes through me to others.
And tell me about you. What do you look like?
Oh, what do I look like?
Do you have a form?
I'm just a force.
Yes.
I don't have a form. I can't see myself.
You're a force.
Force.
And tell me about these others that you channel her energy to. Who are the others?
I believe that they're a part of me somehow.
Yes. And do they have a form? What do they look like?
They have a form, but it's like glass.
Tell me more about it as you look at it.
It's lost all of its color. You can't see through it.
Did it used to have a colour?
Yes,
What was the colour that it used to be?
it had all colors. Many, many colors. And this is not now. I can't tell you.
Tell me why it is that you can't tell me. What do you think will happen?
I can't tell you because I do not know.
You see. And so all this time that you've been in there,
A very long time.
tell me about that. How is it that you got in? How long have you been in there?
Just through trauma, physical, painful.
Yes.
I could come in because there was no one here.
There was no one to stop you.
No. So I did.
And you've been taking her energy all this time.
Not taking, giving to those that I give to.
I see. But this energy is hers. It's not for you to decide where this gets to go. How is it that you think that you get to decide where her energy goes?
Because there was no one here when I came.
But there doesn't have to be anybody there. It's her energy. This energy should be for her so that it can fuel her body, so that she can be healthy, so that she can access all of her energy centers. And if you're there giving her energy away to other people, to other beings, then she doesn't have enough energy for her.
Yes.
And so this job that you are doing, it must be very lonely in there.
Hmm. Oh. I don't think I understand lonely.
Lonely is when there is nobody else that you can interact with or share anything with.
I'm so busy that I'm so busy with my job that lonely. Yes.
And so that job that you're busy with, taking her energy and moving it to these others, I'd like to give you the opportunity today to cease that job and to begin the process for the first time in a very, very long time, to begin the process of doing something for you, for nobody else but you.
Can I do that?
Yes, yes, you can. And you probably didn't know that, but you can. You can exist fueled by your own light and just enjoy your existence. You don't have to be inside of her body, taking her energy and funneling it to others. And we can help you to make that change today. And now that we've discovered that you are there, you actually don't have permission to be there. I know that you said that there was nobody else there at the time when you came, and you took that to mean that that meant that you could stay. But she doesn't want anybody taking any of her energy. She wants all of her energy to be for her. And so now that we know that you are there, it is our job, our kindness to her and to you today, to relocate you, to move you out.
Where?
Now, what we're going to do, my friend Michael has placed his net of light all the way around your energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you to change your energy. Instead of it being an energy that takes and takes and takes and takes, we want to change your energy so that it gives. And the way that we do that is to increase the amount of light that you have inside of what you are. Now, all this time, you've been pulling her energy away from her. I think that you have been completely unaware that deep down inside of you, inside of what you are, there is a little spark of light. And I'm asking Kwan and Raphael and Michael to shine some of their light onto the spark of light inside of this energy so that it can see it quite clearly. It is there, shimmering and sparkling away. And we're just going to make it slightly bigger so that you can see it even bigger now. And what do you think now that you can see that there is a spark of this light in you? Did you know that that spark was there?
No.
It's been there all along. And for you to have your own life, your own existence, where you're not having to do this job, all we need to do is to make that spark of light bigger. So let's try and make that a little bit bigger now. Let's make it 50% as big as what you are. So everybody pulling that white light out, pulling it out so that it is shining and shimmering, and it's 50% as big as what you are. And you can feel the change within your energy. It feels good, it feels different, it feels powerful. Tell me what you think about that light.
Beautiful.
Yes. So let's make it all the way as big as what you are now. All the way as big, so that the light courses throughout your being, throughout every part of you. And you realize in that moment, in that instant, that you no longer have to take this one's energy because you are your own source of energy, and it feels wonderful. Tell me how that feels.
I'm ready.
Very good. In a moment, as I count backwards from 3 to 1, Michael is going to very lovingly and gently move your energy out of this one. We're going to hand you over to Uriel and Azrael, and they will walk you into the light so that you can begin the process of getting to know yourself and what it feels like to have all of this light and this wonderful energy inside of you. Everybody in position, please. 3, beginning the process of starting to move that net. And this energy, this being, is releasing its hold that it has on the lower energy centers, and she can feel it releasing one by one, popping away off the root, off the sacral, off the solar. 2, pulling all the way up and out now, all the way up and out now, all the way out, and 1. And Michael is handing that energy off to Uriel and Azrael, and Uriel and Azrael are going to escort that energy into the white light of source. So I'm handing that energy over. But before we say our final goodbye, is there anything that that energy would like to say to Belinda before it leaves?
No.
And is there anything that Belinda would like to say to this energy as we say goodbye to it?
Goodbye.
Very good. And so I'm asking Michael to cut the final energetic cord that exists between these two, cutting that cord now. And we're handing this energy off to Uriel and Azrael, and they will take over from this point on. And now I want her to feel all of her energy flood back into these lower energy centers. It floods back in there. She can feel each and every energy center breathe a sigh of relief because this leech has gone. And I want to ask for Michael to replace the net again one last time, please, and to take away any remaining links or linkage that was in place that this energy or entity used to siphon the energy up towards these other beings. I'm going to leave it for Michael to deal with these other beings now that he knows that they are there. But I want to ask him to place the net around any remaining infrastructure that's in place that was allowing her energy to be siphoned off, and to clean all of that up. And I can see lots and lots of little white light beings have just come in now, and they're all scurrying away, removing all of this debris. And Michael has placed the net and removed some of that infrastructure. And we're flooding white light into that area now just to cleanse it and clear it, cleansing it and clearing it. And Michael is also going to check all of the body to check that there are no portals in there that need to be closed down, so that nothing can come back in to these areas. So if there's any portals in here that are allowing any dark energies in, can we close those down, please? Cleansing and clearing all of the energy centers. So let's do a full energy reboot and reboost now in order to cleanse all of this, because we've had a strong entity attached. So I want her to focus on her root energy center. Bright red root, beautiful bright red root that is getting bigger because the energy is returning. And I want her to send a rope of light, a shoot of light out of this root chakra down into the planet, down into Mother Gaia, all the way down past the grass and the mud, the rocks, the water, the streams, the caves, all the way down to the center of the planet, and for her to wrap her rope of white light around the white sun that's in the center of the planet, wrapping that rope all the way around and feeling that surge of energy surge all the way up the body from Gaia. Absolute love, respect, and affection shooting up from Gaia, and she feels the moment that it connects with her root energy center. And Kwan is with her, and she is placing lotus flowers all the way up each and every energy center. And she's particularly working on the heart. But we're going to start at the root, and I want her to feel the energy pooling at the root. Very, very strong Mother Gaia energy. And she feels supported by her planet. She feels stable. She feels safe. She knows that she is a part of the planet, and that the planet is protecting and guiding her on her journey. And this energy, there is so much of it, it cannot be contained at the root. And it shoots up to that sacral energy center, the sacral, the orange of the sacral. And this sacral energy center is very small because we've had an energy parasite, And so now we're all placing some intention into that energy center for it to grow. And it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, like a shiny orange Catherine wheel. And she feels that beautiful, sensual energy come back online, the energy of joy. She has not had much of this energy available to her because it was being taken away for these other beings. And she can see and feel that becoming bigger and bigger, and all of that beautiful orange energy, the creativity of the sacral chakra is coming back online. And there is so much power in this energy center. It cannot be contained at the sacral, and it shoots up to the solar plexus. And she knows who she is. She knows that she is here to support the planet and the universe and source as we ascend in this time, in this space. She knows that she is here to bring light. That is her divine mission. She knows that she is a part of Source Light, incarnate as a human, in human form on this planet at this time. And she feels completely supported and confident. And this energy, there is so much of it, it cannot be contained at the solar plexus, and it shoots up to the heart, the beautiful green energy of the heart. And Kwan is there, and she has been working on the heart and opening the heart out. She's placing a pink lotus flower in the center of that heart, pink lotus flower, and that opens the heart energy out. And I want her to see and to visualize the greenness of Gaia. That is the love of Gaia, the love energy, the heart energy, the green of the trees and the ferns and the woodland and the grasses and the forests. For her to feel all of this love energy coursing in the heart. She is loved beyond measure by all of the people who physically love her on this planet, but by the planet itself, by Gaia, by her guides and guardians, by her star family. So much love flowing in for her, and she can feel it in the heart space. And there is so much of this energy, it cannot be contained at the heart, and it seeks to flow up to the throat. And I feel that we have a blockage in the throat, a blockage in the throat. So I'm asking Michael to place a very small net around the throat. And we're going to clean and clear all of that old energy that's in the throat out. Lots of this is from previous lifetimes of not being able to speak our truth. We're going to clean and clear it out, and we're going to place the blue light of Archangel Michael into that throat. And I want you to feel and to see that throat open up and out. Now, Michael has placed the net around the throat, and the blockage that is in the throat is contained within the net. In a moment, as I count backwards from 3 to 1, I want you to feel that energetic blockage leave. And Michael, I want you to take it as I count backwards from 3 to 1. 3, beginning the process of dislodging the net and moving that blockage. 2, almost all the way out now, almost all the way out now. And 1, out, out, flooding blue light into the throat, flooding it in there. And a feeling anchored into that throat of I can speak my truth. I can speak my truth. And having no fear around speaking, because we are speaking from an open heart and a balanced solar, sacral, and root. And so anything that we speak from that throat will not hurt, will not wound. It will be balanced. And moving forwards, she will speak her truth. And now we're going to move up to that third eye, because the energy cannot be contained. It's moving up to the third eye. And again, I do feel as if we've got a bit of a blockage at the third eye. And I feel that this is AI. I feel that we've got AI at the third eye. So again, I'm asking Michael to place his net of light around the third eye. And we are going to remove this AI that is in the third eye. As I count backwards from 3 to 1, we're going to remove it. And then I'm going to ask for Michael to hand this over to Metatron, please, and for Metatron to redistribute this so that it can no longer affect anybody else in this universe. As I count backwards from 3 to 1, we're going to remove this AI at the third eye. 3, moving it. 2, it's out. 1, passing it over to Metatron. Very good. Very quick and easy. Okay, and now I can see that Kwan has moved to the crown, and she's placing her hands around the crown area, placing her hands around the crown. And we've got a beautiful white golden lotus at the crown now. And as this white golden lotus opens up, you can see Raphael is pulling some old energy out of the crown. Raphael's pulling some old energy out of the crown. And as this lotus flower opens and this old energy is pulled out of the crown, the connection is made and it shoots fully up the body. So we have a clean and clear flow of energy now, moving all the way through the body. And I want you to feel that very, very strongly and very, very deeply. Feel the connection from the center of Gaia flowing through all that is, through the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown. And it shoots through the crown and it seeks to join source light energy. And it is done. And we are joined at the crown to source light energy. I want you to feel that connection, sense it, feel it, know it, and feel that source light energy begin to cascade back down the body. And as it hits the crown, this high frequency source light, very, very high frequency source light, it washes away any remaining debris. And as this source light comes down, I can see all of the angels and ascended masters. They are clearing up all of the bits of AI that are on the energetic field, the auric field. They're clearing it all away, taking it all away as this source light passes down through the third eye, cleansing and clearing down to the throat, cleansing and clearing down to the heart, opening even wider, cleansing and clearing down through the solar, the sacral, and the root. This source light energy cleanses and clears any remaining density in the energetic and auric fields. And as we connect to this higher light, this higher frequency, I'd like to ask for white light to be passed through any fractures that she has emanating from her energy centers. Let's pass white light down the fractures, seal them all up. White light all the way around the aura. I can see Michael is cutting the cords. Michael is cutting any old energetic cords that no longer serve. So these are dead energy cords, grey, lifeless. They no longer serve us. All they do is bring dark energy into our energy field. Michael is cutting all of those away with his sword of light, and we can instantly feel our vibration begin to rise. What color energy, what color light would you like to place around the outside of the aura to reinforce it?
White.
Very good. So I want you to see and to feel white light source light energy shoot all the way around the aura, reinforcing, protecting, raising the frequency of the aura. And I want you also to feel and to see that same white source light in the solar plexus as a sun. And I want you to see that sun become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, blasting away any density inside of the aura, so that we have the sun in the solar plexus that has grown so large that it blasts white light to any density on the inside of the aura. And we have the beautiful white light around the outside of the aura. All of the cords have been cut. And I'm just going to request on her behalf as well, if there is any remaining AI or implants in the body that are not for her best and highest good. This is in the physical body and the energetic body, please. Can we remove them? And I'm just seeing that work being done. Very good. Very good. And now I want you to place your awareness back into that garden, that beautiful garden with the plants and the flowers and the ferns, and that awareness that you're sat on a bench looking out at this beautiful place. And as you sit on this bench and you look out at this place, as you look to the left, you become aware of a huge patch of bright red flowers, so vivid in colour. Can you see those flowers?
Yes.
Tell me more about them.
It's springtime. It's beautiful. Tulips. Red with green. It's just a beautiful. There's rabbits and birds, and it's just very, very, very pretty.
Yes. And as you look to the right, you notice a sunny patch of yellow flowers. Tell me about those.
Those are special buttercups. I have two friends that live over there with the garden. And I have actually sunflowers too. Animal friends that are there.
Allow yourself to connect to those animal friends and tell me more about them.
There's two horses. They're white horses. They've come to me in dreams before also, swimming with them. They're free. They're like the essence of freedom for the horse kingdom. I love them so much. They're so wise and kind and special.
Yes. Connect deeper to that energy. And allow yourself to make your way over to those two very special guardians that have come to see you today.
If I could stay with them, I would forever. They have so much love. They're just radiating fields and fields of love.
Yes. And as you connect deeper to them, tell me more about these two. these horses.
They're smiling, but I don't know how horses can smile. But they are smiling. They just know me. They understand. They're just like sentinels for the horse kingdom that has come to this planet to not to be of service. They came here because they wanted to run free. And they came here because of the beauty and the experience. And these two are they're the beginning. And they're also the end. Because they're telling me that this suffering that this kingdom has experienced is going to end. And for me not to be sad, because I do feel their pain.
Yes. Can they tell us more about that today? That suffering is about to come to an end. What do we need to know?
Because the horse kingdom will leave. They're leaving. They came here to be free, to run, to experience the beauty and the pristine environment that Gaia had provided them. And then they came here to befriend all creatures, including men. But the men forgot, and the men enslaved, not all men, but many. For generations, they were enslaved. And the men didn't even realize they were enslaving them. They were. And so they allowed this, and they now will allow it. Now more, it's ended already. It's just these two, because of the compassion that's felt through sorrow for the suffering. The compassion needs to be coming now from joy. Compassion with joy rather than compassion with suffering. That's the message.
Beautiful. And you say that this time is coming where the horse kingdom will leave and our suffering will end. Can they tell us more about that and what that means?
As their species removes itself from this experience where when they stepped into the experience, it wasn't what it is. I'm thinking this is a long, long time. years and years and years to experience the beautiful, pristine world that they came to slowly through time deteriorated into what it is and has been. The suffering came in. With the suffering, the enslavement. With the enslavement, the compassion with sorrow. That's what's ending. It has ended, but it's those of us that are still present with that compassion with suffering. As we release that, we come into compassion with joy. And then the suffering ends.
Yes. And what can they tell you about your connection to them? How is it that they are always with you in dreams?
I was like a mother. I was a woman. I've not been a horse person. I've always been a human person with them. But I was their friend and I understood. And I was walking the path with them through the ecstasy of the beauty of the planet down as it degraded through many eons of time. And we're connected at a soul level from a different place, maybe from a different world. We'll always be connected. We'll always be friends. My heart is their heart. Their heart is my heart. Glows, light, infinite friendship and love.
And if you allow yourself to consider that place where the three of you are linked to that home place. You said that you came here from a home world and that the three of you are linked by the heart. Your heart is their heart, and their heart is your heart. In a moment, as I count backwards from 3 to 1, I want you to close this scene, and travel back and back and all the way back to the time and space where the three of you are connected, this home world. As I count backwards from 3 to 1, you will be there. 3, traveling there now through time and space. 2, almost there. And 1, be there now.
There are no humans or horses here. There's the world is a world of light, violet, sky violet, sun. I can't see it very clearly. It's not like the angels, like Archangel Michael or the angelic realm, but it's like the angelic realm because all I can picture is feathers, white. They're singing softness, comfort, but know that I don't feel physical. I don't really, my friends. It's just shimmering, moving, white and violet light.
Yes.
Very peaceful, beautiful, silent.
Allow the frequency of that place to pass through you. The peace. Allow it to integrate. From this higher perspective, from this place that we have merged with, what is it that we need to know that we don't know currently? From this higher perspective,
Maybe that we coming from this place, looking, it's again, to me, looks like the picture of compassion with joy. Everything that the creations that are heavy are created through sorrow. And that the sorrow, even in the darkest soul, it's lost its joy. And so it creates more of itself. And then we have a world where you have enslavement and suffering. And you have those that walk, that feel the compassion, but it's sorrow. And so it takes away from the truth. But in all things are created through joy. In the end, joy always remains what I would say maybe the victor. I don't know if that's a good word. But joy will return.
that is what we must build the new earth with.
Yes. Yes. That is difficult for this one. She's working on the compassion with sorrow, compassion with joy. It's difficult for many that feel so much love. They want to take away the suffering. But we must reach that point where we can leave the suffering behind.
Yes. And return to compassion with joy.
Yes.